All right, we will bring this meeting to order at 7 p.m. Looking for an adoption of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Cutler. All in favor? Passed. Looking for an adoption of the regular meeting minutes from September 26th, 2022.
I'll make a motion to adopt the regular minutes from September 26th.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Zimmer. All in favor? Passed. Moving on to our action items. Correspondence. Environment and Climate Change Canada. RE seeking input. Abe?
Yeah, the Environment and Climate Change Canada has developed a recovery strategy for an endangered species in the area. They're seeking input from local councils and I believe local farmers as well on the, they have a recovery strategy for the bumblebee. And so for the, the gypsy cuckoo bumblebee. And so they have a recovery strategy for that, and they have a 65-day window where they're seeking public input on the recovery strategy. And they've, again, just asked for, they've emailed or mailed local councils, this council included, because it affects this area, and they're just looking to see if there's any input from the municipality.
Okay. Open it up for discussion. Any comments, concerns?
I haven't had a chance to check it out yet.
It came in my mail not too long ago, but I believe we can just take it for information at this time, and they're not looking for anything other than just an information piece, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. If everyone's in agreement, we'll move on. Correspondence. Honorable Tyler Shandro, Minister of Justice and Solicitor General. RE International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance definition of anti-Semitism. Abe?
So the government of Alberta has recognized definition of anti-Semitism. The definition has been produced by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. And just a bit of information on 35 countries around the world have accepted or adopted this definition. 3 provinces in Canada, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and now Alberta being the 4th. Excuse me. The government has asked that all municipalities across Alberta consider accepting and amending their bylaws to reflect this definition. I talked this over with other people in the administration today. We don't think we need to make any changes to any of our bylaws. We do have health and safety and HR policies that prevent discrimination in any way, shape, or form. So we don't feel we need to update any policies or bylaws at this time.
Open this up for discussion. Thoughts, comments, concerns? We'll take that for information and move on. Correspondence, Alberta Health Services, RE, conversation about healthcare in Alberta, September 27th, 2022. Abe?
Yeah, just so some follow-up information on a public engagement session that Alberta Health Services did on September 27th in Calgary, and it's about their business plan, health plan for 2022 to 2025. They've included the slides. They're soliciting feedback and are saying that they'll include they want to hear from Albertans on what they heard, and they'll include it in a report back, any feedback that they get.
We'll open it up for comments. I was pretty vocal with my thoughts and comments when he came to clear some.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge within Alberta Health Services right now, but I guess we'll see what the new premier does next. So if there's nothing else, we'll take it for information and move on. Correspondence, Federation of Canadian Municipalities, RE Green Municipal Fund application. Abe?
Yeah, if you recall, several months ago, we came to council with an RFD to approve monitoring, energy consumption monitoring for a couple of our buildings. And council said, go ahead, that it's covered by FCM grant. The idea here is that you have a couple of buildings monitored. They try to find efficiencies in your energy consumption and potentially by doing this initial step, you can qualify for other initiatives that might help you just be more efficient in your energy consumption. And so we did get just noticed that we got the grant.
Okay. Open it up for discussion. Thoughts or comments with this? Great for us. And we'll take it for information. Moving on, correspondence, Municipal District of Willow Creek, RE 29th Legacy of Our Land Banquet for November 4th, 2022. Abe?
So the MD hosts a yearly banquet. The MD Agricultural Service Board hosts a yearly banquet. That will be November 4th, 2022, at the community center. Doors open at 5, and they have invited 2 members of the town council to attend. They will provide those tickets. So just looking for someone on council who's available and interested in attending.
I would be interested in attending because I sit on the Ag Society board. I feel like it would be sort of beneficial, but Cutler, you would like to also?
Brad is-
Oh,
Brad would
sorry.
like to go.
Brad would
You
like
and
to?
Brad can go.
Did you want to go? I didn't see Brad's hand. Sorry, Brad.
You and Brad can go.
Everyone's-
Paper, rock, scissors.
No, I'm good. I was.
Yeah, I can sit back too.
No, I'm stepping back. Honestly, you're on the Ag Society, you're right. I was just gonna put my name forward if anybody didn't wanna go.
Oh, sorry
So
about
you-
that.
No, don't be sorry.
All right.
I'm glad we have willing people who wanna go participate.
Would you like a motion for those 2 names, or no? Everyone's in agreement. Councillor Schlossberger and myself will attend for November 4th. And if one of us can't make it, Councillor Cutler will happily step in.
Perfect.
So we'll take that for information then. Moving on, correspondence, Royal Canadian Legion Branch Number 41. Presentation of First Poppy, October 28th, 2022. Abe?
Yeah, invitation for the mayor to be at the presentation of the first poppy. That takes place October 28th at 11 a.m. at the Claresholm Legion. So this is a yearly tradition in town, I believe. I stepped in last year, but the correspondence was late getting to us at last year, so the election kind of threw things off a little bit, and they would definitely much rather have the mayor, and so would I. So
Okay, I will happily accept that invitation. You're okay to reciprocate that back to them?
yeah, we can let them know.
Thank you. Moving on, correspondence, Royal Canadian Legion, Branch Number 41, RE 2022 Remembrance Day ceremonies for November 11th. Abe?
Yeah, just with ongoing COVID, concerns of COVID coming up again, and other sicknesses, monkeypox potentially, the Legion made the decision, the executive made the decision to not host the Remembrance Day service this year.
Open that up for discussion. It's disappointing, but it's their choice, I guess, and we'll take it for information. Moving on, correspondence, Claresholm District Health Foundation, request for support, Oktoberfest. Abe?
So the Health Foundation is looking for, what's the word I'm looking for? Sponsors for the Oktoberfest for this year. Traditionally, the town does sponsor. There's a number of different sponsorship opportunities. Traditionally, the town has done the silver sponsorship, and this is for a fundraising event for equipment. They've highlighted some of the items they're looking for. 5 ergonomic Commodore/shower beds, commode/shower bed chairs. Pardon me. Raised flower beds for rec therapy, rocking wheelchairs, vital signs monitors, a number of other items they're looking. Their goal is $42,500 to raise. Last year, from their sponsorship drives, they purchased 2 ceiling lifts, wayfinding signs, and upgraded digital x-rays. So obviously, a lot of good things happen out of this event, and so they're just looking for, again, a sponsorship. We would require a motion if council agrees to that.
Open it up for discussion.
I'd like to make a motion that the town, be a gold sponsor.
Okay. Question? Oh, sorry, moved by Councillor Squashberger. Question.
Okay, so, sorry, did you say gold?
Yes.
So you want to do 1,000? Moved by Councillor Schlossberger to support the Clareson District Health Foundation's 15th Annual Gala to be held October 22nd, 2022, in the amount of $1,000.
Any further questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor? Passed. Moving on. Yes, Councillor Cutler.
So along with that comes for tickets,
Mm-hmm.
so we're gonna
Would
send
you like-
representation.
I believe that, yes, you should
Do you want
send
to
it.
decide that tonight?
Actually, that's a good idea, because
Mhm.
our next meeting
Yeah.
is after
Yeah.
this. So yes, thank you.
Hey,
Um,
not just good looks here.
Who wants to
You wanna
go?
I will be away that weekend.
I'm having a birthday party for my granddaughter that day.
I am away that weekend.
Oh, we can hear him.
That leaves
Yeah,
four
there
of
he
us.
is. Whoa.
Speaker
All right.
box.
That leaves 4 of us. We're here.
Will the 4 of you
Right,
be able
great.
to attend?
I'm going, but I think I'm going with the local press.
Okay. Abe, would you like to represent?
Sure. And if I can't go, we can find someone else in the staff to go.
So 3 councillors and
Are you
a
going?
Councillor Carlson?
I am not going. I apologize.
Okay, so we have 2 councillors? 2 councillors?
As of right now, I'm not.
Okay.
As of right now, I'm not going.
Alright. So 2 councillors and 2 town administration?
Sure.
Right. Will you need a motion for that?
No.
Surprise us, put their names in a hat and draw. All right. Moving on, correspondence, 2A Girls Volleyball Provincials hosted by WCCHS, request for support. Abe?
Yeah, so another request for funding support. This one comes from the local volleyball provincials committee. They're hosting, just one moment here. They're hosting girls volleyball tournament November 24th to 26th. And just a little bit of a message here about COVID-19 and trying to bring back sports for young girls. That I guess participation rates have dropped, and so they're really pushing to promote the tournament, and have requested $2,500 from the town to contribute to the finances involved with volunteers, volunteer meals, a number of other things they've got included on their request form here. So we do set aside funds every year for requests like this. With the requests, all of the requests that we've had tonight, we are kind of right on budget. That budget gets eaten up if council approves all of these requests tonight. So there's room.
Councillor Kettles, thank you.
Question, and Abe, maybe or someone remembers, last year didn't there was another sport asked for the high school, I think it was boys basketball. I just wanted to make sure we were consistent in the asks for these various tournaments. This one just strikes me a bit high, but I don't recall what we did previously.
I don't recall off the top of my head either. I'd have to look into that, Councillor Kettles.
Councillor Cutler?
So, yeah, I was talking to the organization, or organizers as well. They didn't ask for as much for the basketball because they had some other big sponsorships step up. They're having a little struggle this year with the sponsorships to run the provincials themselves this year. A lot of this cost has to do with bringing in outside officiating and stuff to make sure that we can host a provincial volleyballs tournament. So, yeah, it is a little bit of a different ask than what they've asked for in the past because of different cost variations and sponsorships in the past.
Are you able to tell us what is left in our budget for this, for our sponsorships?
Maxed out.
We are
Like,
completely,
if we do this,
we're completely maxed out.
that's. we're
Yeah.
maxed
And
out
over?
against Probably, well, because I wasn't anticipating the other one, that you guys increased the Health
Okay,
Foundation.
so if we lowered this one by 500, we would be level straight across.
Yeah.
Ish.
Okay. So it doesn't leave a lot for the rest of the year. Counselor Cutler.
I would like to see the town support this in a way that, there's a lot of local kids that will be participating in this event. It does bring a lot of out-of-town people to town. There is some meals provided for athletes and for volunteers, but everybody else that will be in town that weekend will be eating at our local establishments and staying at our local venues. I will make the motion for the requested $2,500.
All right. Moved by Counselor Cutler. Question?
Moved by Counselor Cutler to support the 2A girls volleyball provincials hosted by WCCHS in Claresholm from November 24th to 26th, 2022, with a contribution of $2,500.
All right. Any further questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor? Passed. Moving on. Correspondence, third annual Claresholm Haunted House, request for donation. Abe.
Yeah, so Luke, a group of local volunteers have requested that the town assist them with their haunted house. This will be the third year they're doing the haunted house. In the past, they've collected donations, cash and food donations for the food bank. They're looking to do that again this year. And just looking to get more traction with their fundraising by requesting that the town support some or all of the associated fees with renting out the community center to host the event. So they have required the total, pardon me, if council approves the full request, they've asked for $660, which is the fee rental at the community center for the 3-day period.
Opens up for discussion. It was quite successful last year, was it not?
Yep. It's great for the community. This is no out of money budget for us.
There is a motion. You're looking for a motion to support? Counselor Cutler.
I'll make the motion to donate the use of the lodge room at the community center for the 3 days.
All right, moved by Counselor Cutler. Question?
Moved by Counselor Cutler to support the third annual Halloween Haunted House to be held at the Claresholm Community Center the weekend of October 28th, 2022, with a donation of $660 to cover the cost of renting the space.
Any further questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor? Passed. Moving on. Request for decision, tax exemption application, COPTER. I think it's not, is it Copter or, all right?
Yeah, the Community Organization Property Tax Exemption Regulation,
There it is, thank you.
which is exactly what it is. It's community organizations that provide certain services to the community are able to through provincial legislation, are able to apply to the town to be exempt, have the taxes exempt. And so the three applications we have here are the Claresholm Curling Club, the Claresholm Golf Club, and the Prairie Winds Clubhouse Society. The term is for 3 years. The approval is for a 3-year term. It was previously 3 years, and so they're applying, and that application is good for 3 years. So it's up this year. You might recall that a few months ago, council approved some tax relief for a couple of these groups. That was on the liquor portion of the establishment. So the curling club and the golf club can serve liquor. Those portions of the establishments are not tax exempt underneath Copter. And so this is for the other portion of the properties that don't serve liquor, and that fall more appropriately in line with the legislation of Copter.
Open it up for discussion.
Counselor Kettles?
Oh, sorry, Councillor Kettles.
I just wanted to ask, I guess, about the Prairie Winds Clubhouse. I'm hearing in the community where they're having some challenges with their boards and their employee and so on, and I just wonder if we maybe need to have a little more information from the chairman of their board or something as to the viability of this organization.
Any comments towards that, Councillor Cutler?
I hear what you're saying, Rod, but I don't know if really the viability of the program itself. We're just approving the tax exemption for the building, so if they fold, they fold. It doesn't have nothing to do with the tax exemption that we'll be approving tonight if we go ahead with it, right? Do you agree?
I guess I do in that narrow sense. Would it be possible maybe to only do this for a year so we're not in the hook for 3 years of tax exemption to an organization that would maybe become in limbo at some time in that period?
Would it be if that organization went belly up, they would no longer qualify and they would still be taxed on that building, is that correct?
Yeah, if that the approval is for the Prairie Winds Clubhouse Society. So if they did go belly up, then there'd be no opportunity for them, or whatever new group came in perhaps would have to come and apply under a different name.
Okay. Councillor Cutler.
They own the building, right? So the Prairie Winds Clubhouse Organization, Society, or whatever, they own the building, so, I mean, they'd still have to be responsible for that building anyhow, so whether it's tax exempt or not, the society owns the building, so the society wouldn't go belly up, they didn't. But anyhow, I just, yeah. Can we move on?
Yeah, those are my concerns. I've just aired them.
So I was struggling with this one, but Abe kind of cleared it up. So we give tax exemption on the town taxes and not school taxes and those types of things once a year for all these organizations. But we don't give full exemption because of certain liquor parts of the building.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So this is just approving the liquor parts that we've already approved of the non-liquor, or the non-liquor parts that we've
Yes.
already approved the liquor parts?
Yes, that's
All right.
correct.
And this is a different program under Copter that's under, okay.
It is, that's
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're happy with that answer? We'll have 3 motions on the table.
I'll make a motion to accept the application to accept taxes for the Claresholm Curling Club for 3 years from 2023 to 2025.
Moved by Councillor Cutler, question?
Moved by Councillor Cutler to accept the application and exempt the taxes for the Claresholm Curling Club for 3 years, 2023 to 2025.
Any further questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor? Passed. Looking for a second motion in regards to the Claresholm Golf Club.
I can make that motion to exempt the golf club.
Sorry, Councillor Kettles. Councillor Carlson beat you to it. So moved
That's
by
fair
Councillor- Moved by Councillor Carlson, question?
Moved by Counselor Carlson to accept the application and exempt the taxes for the Claresholm Golf Club for 3 years, 2023 to 2025.
All those in favor? Passed. Looking for a third motion in regards to the Prairie Winds Clubhouse. Moved by Counselor Schlossberger. Question.
Moved by Counselor Schlossberger to accept the application and exempt the taxes for the Prairie Winds Clubhouse Society for 3 years, 2023 to 2025.
Any further questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor? All right, moving on. Request for decision, Fort McLeod Minor Hockey Arena fees. Abe.
So the town of Fort McLeod, their ice is behind schedule this year, which has forced their minor hockey league to rent out ice in Claresholm. They've requested, the CAO in Fort McLeod has requested that we provide the minor hockey league some relief in terms of the rates that we charge minor hockey, that we're charging their minor hockey. And so, pardon me, I'll just scroll down to it here, Council, bear with me.
I just got there.
It's a lot of pages, yeah.
A little too far. Pardon me. So the rates that we charge for the out-of-town youth fee is $123 and 65 cents an hour. The local fee is $70.90 an hour, and we have proposed meeting right in the middle of that at $97.28 an hour. We are under the impression that the rink is in Fort McLeod will be back up and operational on October the 17th, and so. The motion just kind of reads that the town approves that modified rate until the end of October for the Fort McLeod Minor Hockey League.
Okay, open it up for discussion.
Counselor Kettles?
Oh, Counselor Kettles, thank you for reminding me he's there.
Thanks, guys. I think we, it'd be nice to, sometimes it's nice to, turn the knife a little on our competitors, but I think we need to support our local operators, and I'd like to support Fort McLeod in their endeavors for a month. I'd like to support them at their own regular level at $85 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Counselor Cutler.
Yeah, I agree with Rod. I think minor hockey systems and a lot of systems these days do a lot of budgeting around their forecasted hourly rate, and I think we should help them out and just let them have it for their regular $85 an hour.
Counselor Schlossberger.
I agree with Counselor Kettles and Counselor Cutler.
Write that down.
We are looking for a motion.
You want to make that motion, Rod?
Yeah, sure, I can go ahead and make that motion, absolutely.
I guess you can't see me looking directly at him. So moved by Counselor Kettles. Question?
Moved by Counselor Kettles to set the ice rental fee at the Claresholm Marina for Fort McLeod Minor Hockey at $85 per hour until the end of October 2022 to assist residents of the town of Fort McLeod while the rink undergoes repairs.
Any further questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor? Passed. Moving on, request for decision, rural immigration grant. Abe?
Yeah, so as we all know, the town has been part of the federal RNIP program, Rural Northern Immigration Pilot Program, whereby we facilitate immigrants coming to town to work in the community and to settle in the community. The provincial government has since followed suit with a similar program. They have other streams of the program as well. The Rural Renewal Program is similar to the RNIP program, the federal program that we're part of. However, there's also a rural entrepreneurial stream and entrepreneur stream. And so the Economic Development Officer has put together this RFD requesting that the town participate in this stream. Essentially, it allows business owners and entrepreneurs, foreign business owners and entrepreneurs to purchase local businesses. And the Economic Development Officer has said that this program would sync well with what we already have in place, and it could be overseen by Economic Development Claresholm. And concerns about having capacity to manage that. He feels it's well within the capacity to do that. So particularly because we already have processes in place to facilitate the existing program. A bit more information. There have been 10 communities at least approved for a 3 years of the rural renewal stream and/or rural entrepreneur stream in the province. There's no funding included in that. So that's part one of this RFD. The second part is looking to reapply to get more funding for another couple of years for the diversity and engagement coordinators. Currently, that contract for those engagement coordinators is set to expire, rather the funding is set to expire at the end of March of next year. And so we're hoping to apply, partnering with the Calgary Catholic Immigration Society on another 2-year program to fund these workers who will help people settle in and integrate into the community and create a welcoming, inclusive community. So those are the two motions we've asked for in this RFD.
Open this up for discussion.
I'll make the motion that we direct EDO to prepare to apply for Alberta Advantage Rural Entrepreneurial Stream.
All right. Moved by Councillor Schlossberger. Question?
Moved by Councillor Schlossberger to direct the Economic Development Officer to prepare and apply to the Alberta Advantage Rural Entrepreneur Stream.
All right. Any further questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor? All right. I'm looking for a second motion. Moved by Councillor Cutler. Question?
Moved by Councillor Cutler to direct the Economic Development Officer to prepare and apply to the Alberta Settlement Integration and Language Partnerships Grant, Building Community Capacity Stream, in partnership with the Calgary Catholic Immigration Society and Willow Creek Immigration Services.
Any further questions, comments, and concerns? All those in favor? Passed. Moving on. Financial report, statement of operations for August 31st, 2022. Abe?
Just for council's information, the statement of operations as of August 31st for the town's revenues and expenses.
Any questions?
I don't know if it's my page or what's going on with my libraries and museums is 500 and I know it's got the red bullet point, but I can only read 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there's 5 up there.
Okay, yeah, so there is information on there. Let me just make that a little bigger. So we got a capital grant.
Right.
Okay. Right, that was for the Sandstone project, and that was received this year.
Perfect.
Right. Any further questions in regards to the financial report? Looking for a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the income statement.
Moved by Councillor Zimmer. Question?
Moved by Councillor Zimmer to accept the consolidated statement of operations for the month ended August 31st, 2022 as presented.
Any further questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor? Passed. Moving on to information brief, FCM grants. Abe?
Yeah, so just some information for council and the community on some successful grant applications. We talked already about the one for the building monitoring, which was $17,440 for the project. That covers that, a significant portion of that project. The second We talked about this either last council meeting or the meeting before. I think it was last one. It came back quick, but it's another round of consultations regarding asset management. So it's taking our asset management program up another level of training. The initial round of training was to get the policy, to get the program in place. We have that in place, and now we're looking at, again, another level, and we've been approved for that. They call it a cohort, a training cohort. So this is just for your information.
Okay. Open up for discussion if there's any. Nope, we'll take it for information. Move on. Information brief. Speed limit survey. Dave?
So administration has conducted a town survey. A few months back, council asked administration to see what the appetite was in town for lowering the speed limits from 50 kilometers, the unposted speed limits from 50 kilometers an hour to 40 kilometers an hour. So a number of other municipalities are doing this. So we asked our public if they would be in favor of it. And we have a little over 60% said they were not in favor, with a little under 40% saying they would be in favor of reducing the unposted speed limit. We had 366 responses. We issued the question or the engagement piece out in the utility bills, and we allowed for people to either fill it in, complete the survey online, or actually to complete it in person on the paper copy of their utility bill and bring it in, and then it was entered manually. So this is there for your information and discussion, council.
All right, open this up for discussion. Councilor Cutler.
I promised a group of people I'd bring this question up. I'm going to word it in a way that I hope is proper. We manage the speed limits within our town. It's a town bylaw within our speed limits, correct?
We have the ability to
Right.
change the speed limits, yes.
Does our bylaw officer enforce the speed limit?
The bylaw officer cannot enforce the
So it's
speed
just
limits.
RCMP?
RCMP, yeah.
Our bylaw officer has no responsibility in speed control within this community.
We have speed signs that are up at either end of the town, and the bylaw officer forwards the information onto the RCMP that those radars collect. That information is forwarded.
But for the general public, our bylaw officer is not a speed enforcing officer to write tickets for speeding in town. It's an RCMP area.
That's correct. Peace officers are able to enforce speed limits, but bylaw officers are not.
Thank you.
They have no authorities given to them.
Thank you for the clarification.
A lot of people were just asking if it's a bylaw of town of community Clareson, why isn't the bylaw officer enforcing the bylaw of the town of Clareson? And I asked a couple questions, and I just wanted to bring it out to the public that our bylaw officer is not responsible for speeding.
I think a lot of the questions that I had thrown my way was about enforcement as well. And I also brought up the fact of perception, that when a vehicle is going past your house at 50 kilometers, that is our highway speed through our town. So yeah, it may seem fast, and not necessarily everybody in this town is speeding, but I still feel like it would be a good step forward.
Any other comments with this? I think most of the concerns that I had was, once again, about enforcement. So maybe when we have our quarterly updates with the RCMP, we can add,
We already have road safety as one of our community priorities.
well, maybe we can light a fire and see if we can address it a little bit further. At this moment in time, the council is going to take this for information. I would like to take it for information.
Let's take it for information.
Okay.
Unless you want to
I
give
would-
us.
I would be comfortable making the motion to continue proceeding with lowering the speed limit.
All right. So,
Even if
moved by Councilor Meister. Question. Yep.
So how do you want to word this? You want to direct administration to actually lower the speed limit? Is that what you want?
Would that be the next step in this?
Well, that's where you'd be going with this.
Okay, that's, I think it goes with our community priorities. We've got room in the budget,
Nothing there.
the traffic control budget, not donations.
Okay. Moved by Counselor Meister to direct administration to lower the unposted speed limit in Claresholm from 50 kilometers per hour to 40 kilometers per hour as soon as signage permits.
Any further questions, comments, concerns? All those in,
Counselor Kettles.
Counselor Kettles, thank you.
Hi, as much as I would maybe support Councillor Meister's position, I think we'd be putting ourselves in a bit of a difficult position by asking the town's opinion of 10% of the folks and then kind of ignoring it. I'm not sure that this would need to be the end of the road. I just think we need to circle around this a bit more over the next, I don't know, year or so, and see if, I don't know, we can move society along a little. Anyway, that's where I feel.
So I believe we have a motion on the table, and I think if you wanted to redirect council to come back to this in a year's time, we would require another motion, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we'll finish this motion first.
This motion first.
And then we'll see where that takes us. All right? Any further comments before we continue? All right? So all those in favor? All those opposed? 6 opposed, 1 for, motion defeated. Councillor Kettles, would you like to make the motion to reapproach this topic in a year's time?
Yes, I'd be happy to make that motion to revisit this, I guess, about October next year. And maybe we could even resurvey and see if the needle has moved on this a little.
All right, so moved by Councillor Kettles. Question when you're ready.
So moved by Counselor Kettles to revisit the issue of lowering the unposted speed limit in Claresholm from 50 kilometers per hour to 40 kilometers an hour in a year's time in October of 2023.
Any further discussion with this? All those in favor? All those opposed? 4 opposed, 3 for, motion defeated. Moving on to information brief. Strategic plan report. Abe.
Yeah, just an update for council on progress on the strategic plan progress. Any questions or comments on anything there?
Anyone at this time? All right, take it for information. Moving on to information brief, council committee reports. Would anyone like to elaborate? I feel like these came up quick while we were in the emergency meetings. Sorry I didn't pack anything. Councillor Meister, would you like to elaborate on any of yours?
I don't think there's anything I want to elaborate on, but when it comes to animals, spay and neuter your pets, please. It's bad right now. It's so bad.
I just got that latest email. It's a lot. They're using the term herds instead of litters
Yeah?
for cats. Counselor Schlossberger, do you need to elaborate on anything?
Nope.
Nope. All right, we'll take it for information. Moving on, information brief, council resolution status. Abe?
Just to update council on previous resolutions made and their status.
Any questions? Nope, and we'll take that for information. We're looking for an adoption of the information items. Moved by Counselor Carlson. All those in favor? Passed. Moving on, looking for a motion to go in camera for land, FOIP section 16 at 746.
I'll make a motion to go in camera.
Moved by Counselor Zimmer. All those in favor? Passed. Camera off.
I make a motion to come out of in camera.
So somebody has, so all in favor?
All in favor?
Carried. Okay. So, I'm talking here. So now, is someone going to make the motion regarding this issue?
I'll make a motion to reject the offer that was discussed in camera.
Okay, so moved by Counselor Cutler to reject the offer from Mile Mike Petrovic as presented.
Any questions or concerns? No? Everyone in favor? Opposed?
Carried.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Motion carries.
Okay, so now the mayor can rejoin us to.
Just yells.
Why not? She's coming. She's coming.
So yeah, you can, do the motion to adjourn.
All right. Motion to adjourn at 8:04. Moved by Counselor Carlson. All in favor? Meeting adjourned at 8:04 PM. Camera off.